Hey, listen, I've seen someone with the problem that you have, and here's what we did to that person. Here's the roadmap we give to that person. We would like to do the same thing to you, follow the similar formula. How does that sound? Hey, Dr. Natty here. Just want to do a little quick update. We're at the airport about to actually fly back to Cleveland within the same month to go see the legendary of marketing, Dan Kennedy. And this is my 7th trip this year. Most people that I get to talk to when it comes to traveling, it's hard to justify why you travel so much or why I travel so much. And here's some of the framework that I talk to my wife about all the time for us to be on the same page. And I know if you guys are listening to this, you'll probably have the same conversation with your significant other to make sure that all the trip you're taking is worthwhile. So there's 2 costs that I always assess, the cost of not going and the cost of staying. So let's go over the first one, the cost of staying. So when you stay, you kind of figure out like, okay, I'm in a certain situation right now. If I stay and I don't have any new information to come in and improve my current outcome, what is the true cost of that? Is it gonna help my business grow in any ways? Or is it actually gonna take it the other way and actually sustain the growth and not making the business grow at all? Now, that's the first cost of staying. But if you can figure out you have a good group of people around you and you can lean on that, then you might not have to leave at all. And another thing that you have to be considerate of is your significant other. Like, do they need you? And how much do they need you? Can they sustain the household without you being there? Because that's also another cost that I always like to prioritize. Another cost is the cost of going. How much time it's going to take and how much commitment you're going to have to commit yourself into doing, especially when you get into this kind of setting in a mastermind setting, because you're always on the whole time. I can tell you right now, for the next 3 days, we have an Airbnb with 6 other entrepreneurs who are doing incredible levels of success, but they're also super humble and just excited to learn. I can tell you right now, I'll probably get 5 hours of sleep, but it's probably gonna be the most influential 3 days that I could have, because this is a group of people that love to learn the same thing in different industries, and I get to just pick their brain and then just come together and then see what they're doing in their world that I can apply to the healthcare field. So it's the cost of going as well, because it's going to cost you your time, your money, and also it's going to cost you your ego, because when I go, like, who I am and my beliefs right now will be shattered within the next 3 days. So I have to be willing to be okay with changing the way I think. So by the time I make this video to follow up with this video on Thursday, I'll be a whole new different person, just because my perspective has changed so much. So when you guys are looking to embark on this journey and you're looking to invest in self-growth and self-learning, just make sure you talk to your partner regarding like what you're trying to do, the goal you're trying to accomplish, and really figure out like what is the path that you need. And if you don't have the path at all, it's a really good way to start, is because this is where you have someone that can build a path for you. You know, like a great example right now is that we just signed on with a YouTube legend, which is Daryl Eves, who is Mr. B's mentor. And he's the one that's giving me the path and my team the path to grow MyoKinetic as we're trying to leave our media footprint on the internet, especially on YouTube. So he's giving up the roadmap from point A to point B to point C with feedback. For me, that's incredibly important, because I don't have to go and reinvent the wheel. I can just follow the path and ask for a roadmap to be successful. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you have any questions, please comment. And I cannot wait to share this whole journey with you guys for the next 3 days. As you know, I'm in Cleveland. We're here to see Dan Kennedy, the marketing GOAT. If you guys don't know him, please Google him. But today, what we just came back to is just finished working out. So we all got up at 5:45, and I actually picked out this nice Airbnb. And here's some advice that I would love to give to you guys, especially if you're traveling for conferences. I like to pick the place where I stay based on what kind of gym they have. What this does for me is actually set a really good intention, because if I pick the place based on the gym, that means I have to show up and work out. And the reason why I like to work out is that when we have a bunch of guys get together and we move together, it's have like this great like bonding together. And then in the morning, it's really cool because we get to wake up early, we get to take care of ourselves, prioritize our health, and then from there, it's really get the juices flowing. The conversation we have in the gym is both health and well and business and relationship. And then by the time we're done, a good hour, because we have some good movement in already, we're ready for the conference. Because most of the conferences if you guys go to, it's literally 8 hours long of just sitting. And you're sitting in the cold, you're not moving at all. Like, you're just gonna feel so tired and you're gonna feel so fatigued by the time the half day is done. So what I learned is that if I just wake up early, go to the gym, get all my fitness in, especially for like an hour, and I'm not here to like kill myself when I work out. I just want to move to burn some calories. From there, I get the juices flowing. By the time I show up to the event today, I'm ready to go. I take care of myself. I call my wife. I'm ready to go. So from there, the rest of the day, just me taking in information. And I can really listen and understand information more because I have just good energy going, just because I already worked out, I have my caffeine. So if you guys are looking to do a trip like this and you want to get the best out of it, I'd say make sure you actually get to the gym. It doesn't have to be a crazy workout. And then from there, the rest of the day, you just prioritizing you. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Stay tuned, and you're going to put the whole vlog together for you guys so you can see the whole trip, what we're doing here in Cleveland. All right, guys, Dr. Natty here. So now we just finished our trip, 2-day seminars with the marketing legend, Dan Kennedy, and I have so much to share with you, but I'm only going to keep it to 3. So that way you can follow, right? So let's get into it. So the first thing I learned from Dan this weekend is the market match. What that means is that right product, right customer. So what that means is you got to make sure that your product, your service, your business is the exact match to the customer that you're trying to serve, right? So for example, I just had an Instagram DM of someone who wants to start their own practice, and I asked them a simple question: who are you trying to serve? What problem are you trying to solve for them? And will they value in what you're trying to do? These are 3 questions you can ask yourself to make sure you have the right market match. For example, my market match in my industry, especially in PT, is to help people with season-ending injuries, so ACL, UCL, right? So I'm going to target high school athletes who are going to go through that, right? And I need to understand that what kind of pain they're going through, what kind of fear they have. And when I understand that, I can then say the same thing that they're thinking, right? So if I can say, hey, I understand what it's like when your insurance cut you off and you are not ready to go back to play soccer. That is what they are thinking. And I'm just saying it out loud. Because I can say that, I have a good match between the people who I'm trying to help. They can realize that, like, oh my God, this place is kind of made for me. Let me check it out a little bit more, right? So that's the first thing, is that service, your business to your customer match is number 1 important. Number 2 is broadcasting your message on a frequency that you can just keep doing over and over again. What I mean by that, let me explain, is sometimes your audience is not ready to hear your message, right? What does that mean? It means if I like to help people who tear the ACL or just actually hurt the elbow from playing baseball, I have to keep broadcasting my message until injury happens. Because if there's no injury, then they wouldn't hear my message, right? Because it's one of those things. Just like going back, think about, you didn't start looking to go to college until your friends start looking at it, right? Especially in junior year. So you have to be at the right place at the right time. Because we cannot time when that will happen, you need to constantly be consistent with your message. That means you have to keep broadcasting your message with different channels, whether Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, direct mail, email marketing, text message. This is all the stuff that we do at my clinic, at my MyoKinetics. That's how we stay on top of my people. So when something does happen and they need help, they know exactly that we're the right fit for them, because we already know they are the right fit for us. Okay, last thing, this is extremely, extremely important, is that people want to be guided and give a roadmap to follow. So what that means is that people need a set of rules to follow. And they want different steps that they can follow so they can get the outcome that they want. I've learned this the hard way, because in the medical field, we like to answer every question with, it depends. And it depends is literally the worst answer you can give to a patient when they're in a lot of pain. They want to come in and say, hey, can you help me with this problem I have? If I say, yeah, it depends. You know, how long you've been hurt, this and that. Like, no, they want certainty, and they want confidence, and they want clarity. That's why they are seeking you out in the first place. If you cannot give them those three things, you will lose them in the beginning. You can always say, and this is me being ethical, I can say, hey, listen, I've seen someone with your injury, with the problem that you have, very similar sport, and here's what we did to that person. Here's the roadmap we give to that person. We would like to do the same thing to you, follow the similar formula. How does that sound? So they would appreciate that, because now they know that not only if I'm credible, and I've done this before, I've done it to the point where I know exactly what's going to happen for them and to them, and I can guide them down that map. Now they have that confidence, now they have that clarity, and they have an understanding that I can help them. So when it comes to your marketing message, especially with the people you haven't worked with, you need to come up with something that they can follow. So on like my email system, right, especially the 4 CRM that we have mapped out a 12 months campaign of what people are going to go through based on the injury that they have. So you can map that out. I can always communicate with them for a whole year. And this is the work that's done one time, and then it will help so many people. So I urge you guys to take these 3 tips and then figure out what is it that you can implement from the marketing genius that is Dan Kennedy, who have been in this field for like 60 years and still passing on wisdom. Learn from him, just like I'm learning from them and I'm applying it into my physical therapy practice. You can do the same in your industry, whatever it is that you do. If you're in photography, you can do the exact same thing, right? If you're in a food business, you can do the exact same thing. Because at the end of the day, guys, all we're trying to do as business owner is serve the people who need to be served and solve the problem that no one else had yet solved the problem for them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please hit the thumbs up and also subscribe. I'll see you next time.